In recent years, the electric car market has been moving pretty quick, but so has this. Meet the all-new Polestar 4, an electric vehicle that's part SUV, part coupe, but entirely future-facing. It's sleek, it's Swedish, and it might just be the most interesting EV on the sale right now. The first thing that grabs your attention then, the design. It's bold, it's sleek, and it's certainly assertive. Its body feels more like a coupe GT than a family crossover. It's deemed an SUV, but it really has a sports stance and character about it. You get sharp LED headlights synonymous to the Polestar range, and they come with high beam assist and will actually automatically dim so you don't dazzle other road users, making it a rather safe EV. The whole design definitely feels Scandinavian with the minimalist look, but still looks modern and definitely luxury.
Polestar's design language here is clean and minimalist, with a clamshell bonnet, frameless windows, and no rear window. That's right, no rear window. We'll come back to that later. Aerodynamics matter too. The sculpted shape and flush door handles help the car achieve a drag coefficient of just 0.27, which benefits both performance and range. 22-inch performance wheels, along with motorsport-esque brakes, allow for increased performance and safety.
Step inside the Polestar 4 and this is where Polestar's Scandinavian roots really shine through. It's a simple, minimalist design. There's environmentally friendly materials used throughout this cabin, and there's a real lack of clutter. Everything feels sleek, everything feels streamlined, with its floating centre console and so much storage underneath. You have two cup holders nicely displayed under that drawer, and a wireless phone charger with two more charge ports in this deep pocket in the centre console. The way all the curves on this design paneling on the doors really close off and come into the centre to all the tech that you need, because you have a 15.4-inch infotainment system which has Google built in, which means there's no need for any wires or any more clutter. Saying that, you do actually have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which again is wireless, so everything is thought out to make it as streamlined and as luxury as possible.
Speaking of phones, owning a Polestar will give you access to their designated app, allowing for presetting your car's temperature before getting in, or even using it as a key.
You've also got a premium Harman Kardon sound system, which can actually customize in the infotainment screen to have it equalize and have real surround sound settings. So whether you want it on low, if you want a nice peaceful driving experience, or whether you really want to ramp it up a gear and enjoy the heightened performance of the Polestar 4, well, you can have more heightened surround sound. The tech is also complete with digital dash, which is fairly simplistic but streamlined, shows everything you need to, and head-up display. Not to mention the rear view camera in place of a regular rear view mirror, which also makes it much safer when you're out on the road at night. The finish on these sports style seats, they're all very hugging and electronically adjustable, so you'll get that perfect driving position. Polestar 4 comes with heated seats and steering wheel, meaning everything is so streamlined to maximise your comfort. Even something as simple as a button to open your glove box just really heightens the Polestar 4 to make an EV which is really future facing and provides more than a regular electric vehicle. The rear of the Polestar 4 is very much synonymous to its front seats because it adds to that level of luxury, to that comfort, with a completely flat floor, meaning you get so much legroom even if you're sat in the middle seat. It can easily stretch out, and it's got to be one of the most spacious back seats in the current electric car market. You also have a small screen in the centre to control the rear climate controls, including fan speed, including temperature, and heated seats in the back. Because the Polestar 4 doesn't come with a rear window, it means you get more headroom than the regular electric car. So with this amount of legroom, this amount of headroom, and that panoramic sunroof which goes all the way down the silhouette of the Polestar 4, it's not just luxury, it feels like a bit beyond that. The seats are the same style as the front, they're very spongy. You have even more speakers in the back from that Harman Kardon sound system, and air vents either side, along with two in the middle. Two USB-C ports in the centre and a good amount of storage. You also get a fold-down armrest, which doesn't look like there is one when you first get in, but There certainly is. Now, there isn't really much storage in this because it is more just an armrest, but you have a nice little position to house your phone, and you also get controls to actually recline the rear seats. Not often you find that, and you can do that on either side too. It's not just this side, so the comfort is just completely maximised in the rear of the Polestar 4. The rear of the Polestar 4 very much mirrors its front design. It's minimalist, it's sleek, and ultimately futuristic. The main design features of the rear come with the different dips and bevels in the body and this bold LED rear lighting, which kind of sticks out from the actual body and gives it a rather sharp characteristic. What isn't simplistic though is there's no rear window. Why wouldn't you put a rear window on a car? Well, the reason, you actually get a camera, so you don't have a rear view mirror, you have a camera system, which you might be thinking, surely that's just something more to go wrong. Well, it's actually more safer than a normal rear view mirror because it actually adapts to the nighttime driving, which means you're going to have a safer driving experience. As for practicality, the Polestar 4 actually comes with 528 litres of boot capacity, which for an EV that's part coupe, part SUV, I think that's a rather practical boot capacity. You have a little bit of underfloor storage, perfect place for your charging cable, and to add to the luxury, automatic tailgate. But it's all well and good having a luxury looking car, but what's under the bonnet is vitally important to get that true premium driving experience. And the Polestar 4 certainly provides that. You get two powertrain options, a single motor offering a rear wheel drive system and a dual motor offering all wheel drive. That single motor provides up to 385 miles of electric range. The dual motor with heightened performance loses around 367 electric mile range. But the way this car drives out on the roads, having an electric mile range of 367 is almost pound for pound the best EV on the market. A lot of high-performance EVs nowadays can do 0-60 in around 3.2 to 3.5 seconds, but then their mile range is drastically impacted. The fact you only lose 20 miles between them two systems is rather impressive. Now, the performance of that dual motor is rather rapid, which we'll test out shortly on the roads. But what's also rapid is its charging capabilities. The Polestar 4 supports up to 200 kilowatts, meaning you get from 10 to 80% in around 30 minutes. Behind the wheel then, and the Polestar 4 feels controlled, it feels refined, and it feels fast, really fast, because the dual motor variant offers 536 brake horsepower, not 60, in just 3.7 seconds. Add in that really practical mile range and you've got an EV, which almost feels like a complete package. The steering feels controlled, the body control feels firm, and that's helped by the 50-50 weight distribution that the Polestar 4 comes with, which when you're behind the wheel, it feels like you're driving a sports saloon rather than an SUV, which is pretty impressive considering the amount of space you get on the interior. But just the sheer silence of this car. Yes, EVs don't have any engine sound at all. Some of them have some false engine sound, which some people are rather opposed to. Polestar 4 doesn't have that, but you can tell this has been crafted to the 9th degree, because apart from the tiny slightest bit of road noise, there's no little rattles, there's no little creaks. This has been engineered almost to perfection, which would be expected for an EV with this premium price tag. Prices start from just under £60,000 for the single motor and rise to just over 66 for the dual motor powertrain, which isn't cheap, but when you compare it to the likes of the Tesla Model Y, BMW iX or even Porsche Macan Electric, the Polestar 4 starts to look very competitive, especially with everything that it can offer you. The Polestar 4 is also a very safe electric SUV because what this car provides is almost every single driver's safety convenience features in the modern car world. You've got adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, blind spot detection, which means if you're going out dual carriageways, motorways, long drives, which the Polestar 4 is certainly capable of with that extensive mile range, it means that you can just really enjoy this electric vehicle. There's no stress around this. Yes, it has a very heightened performance and you could have a lot of fun in it, but ultimately it's a car for long journeys and to keep you safe and relaxed. To add to the safety, you also get 360 parking camera, which is probably one of the largest and most user-friendly ones out on the market, because you have this large section which shows, you know, your actual reversing camera. Then you have this bird's eye view of your car, and how clear that 360 parking is. It's almost extraordinary. This is just sheer car luxury, a real car of the future. Yes, it has a good bit of pulling power about it, which to some people, they probably do want a car that you can have a bit of fun in. But I don't think this car's meant for that. Yes, it can provide that, but ultimately I think you get more enjoyment out of just being relaxed, being soothed, driving home from work, going on a long road trip. If you get stuck in traffic in the Polestar 4, I don't think it'd be an issue, because this would probably be a highlight of your day. So then, here's 5 features that I love about the all-new Polestar 4. The first being the automatic unlock and unlocking. There's no need to walk up, press a button on the door, although you can just gently press and it will lock if you do want to do it manually. But when it is locked, them door handles give it a sleek and really refined profile. And the fact you can get in, no need to start up, everything will be powered on. So on a day like today, where it's rather muggy, you can get in and the aircon will already be going. The second being the charging port. And you're probably thinking, well, surely that's just a bit of metal that opens up. Not exactly, because as so, gives that real premium look. Press the button and it closes. Ooh, that swish. The third being in the rear of the Polestar 4. Yes, you get loads of legroom, the completely flat floor. Yes, you get increased headroom because of the lack of rear window, because you can actually add to that extreme level of comfort with what's housed in your fold down armrest, because you have 2 buttons which you can push the seats forward, or if you want more back support, you can push them forward. Not often you see that on a modern day car, and I just think adds to the luxury. The fourth being this floating centre console design. Because not only do you get 2 cup holders which are nicely presented under this drawer, you get deep pockets in the centre console, but also this abundance of space under here. In your centre armrest you also have 2 USB-C chargers and also a wireless phone charging port in the centre. Adds to practicality and also looks very good. And last but not least, something which I kind of find a bit of a novelty, but also just adds to the sheer relaxation of the Polestar 4. It's actually how you access the climate controls, because you can direct the airflow if you want it up and down, put them all towards you, which means when you're out on the road, it kind of just makes it a lot more practical. You can really see where that air is going, and it's ultimately quite fun. So then, what's the verdict on the all-new Polestar 4? Well, ultimately, it's a luxury EV that's sleek, minimalist, and rather futuristic, not on its exterior look, but also with that interior tech. With that innovative lack of rear window allowing for that rear view camera, it ultimately provides an EV driving experience that not many have been able to experience in the current car climate. Yes, this comes with a premium price tag of just short of £60,000. But if you look across the wider car market at luxury EVs and also luxury combustion engine cars, then it still remains competitive, whilst also adding a bit of Scandinavian flair, that minimalist, sleek, a very forward-thinking attitude. The Polestar 4 certainly feels like a complete package electric vehicle, something which you'd almost imagine to be out on the roads in 5, 6, maybe even 10 years' time. But it's out on today's roads, and you can test drive one at Polestar Sheffield as part of the Riverside Motor Group.